I'm incredibly honored and privileged to be able to speak with all of you tonight. And this is kind of a little bit outside my scope, if you will, but it is something I'm very, very passionate about, and that is human wellness. My background for many, many years, I was a family wellness chiropractor and educator. I was an AM talk radio host for several years, and just my passion was educating people on how to be self-sufficient and be their own health advocates so they wouldn't have to rely on doctors. They would only go to them when they were necessary. And that is based on them being their own healthcare advocates. So this is kind of along with that, but it's not talking about chiropractic tonight. But I want to share with you the circadian rhythm magic. And I love that title that you guys gave it, Becky. So thank you for that. Circadian rhythms, if you're not familiar with it, or if you're hearing about it for the first time, is the ideal sleep-wake cycle of a species. And I'm going to get into differentiating people that sleep during the day and people that sleep during the night, and creatures that sleep during the day and sleep during the night by design. And where there is a difference, we are designed to sleep at night, but some people who work shift work sleep during the day. But I'm going to talk about the importance of circadian rhythms and why when the sun goes down, when you're camping, you actually start to yawn because your body is in alignment with those circadian rhythms. So circadian rhythm magic is what we're going to talk about. But let me get into what we're actually going to cover. And it's all going to be based on this new 4 pillars that you guys saw released at Rock the Rhythm. So optimizing health, achieving more, and looking radiant. That is going to be the objectives of our product offering. And then evolve possibilities, the compensation structure, and the business opportunity moving forward. So we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk tonight about optimizing health and achieving more from the standpoint of where your circadian rhythms are and why they're important. So let's talk about what you're going to hear tonight. You're going to hear about the origin of disease and ill health. Where does it come from? We're going to talk about what NRF2 activation is and what it is not. We're going to talk about circadian rhythms and the importance of sleep, why micronutrients are essential, target cellular sufficiency, time-wise nutrient delivery, and the optimal example of human wellness expression. I'm going to close with that tonight. So let's get into the origin of ill health and disease. So I'm going to break it down as simple as I possibly can. All health challenges, from something as simple and benign as a sore throat to something as complex and terminal as cancer or heart disease, every single health challenge has only one thing in common, and that is cellular dysfunction. In other words, every problem that we have as a human being has this one thing in common: cellular dysfunction, meaning the cells are not performing the way they are designed to perform, which is the result of why we are having this challenge, whatever it is. And there's only 2 causes of cellular dysfunction. Again, I want to keep it simple. The only 2 causes of cellular dysfunction are toxicity. In other words, you're being poisoned by something. Sometimes it's something you can see, like pesticides or food preservatives or fast food. And sometimes it's something that you can't see, like Wi-Fi or 5G, but it is still poisoning you and causing mutation in your cells, leading to cellular dysfunction and ultimately to disease and health problems. Well, the other possibility here is deficiency. In other words, your cells are missing something they need, and because it's missing, they're not performing the way they should, and you are just simply a bunch of cells. And if your cells aren't performing like they should, then you aren't performing like they should. But this is literally the origin of health or ill health and disease, the simplicity of it. So let's get into how do we overcome this? Overcoming toxicity and deficiency is very simple, and guess what? We are masters of it. Cellular activation, and now the new term, time-wise nutrient delivery, is how you overcome toxicity and deficiency. One of the main things that happens with our cellular activators is the detox process. In other words, getting rid of toxins. And with time-wise nutrient delivery, we will turn deficiencies into sufficiency, which, as I said, was the target. So now let's talk about what I've heard many, many times. I'm already taking Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. Why do I need a multivitamin? Well, yes, the Protandim NRF2 synergizer and later the tri-synergizer were the party crashers. They showed up on the scene, beat their chest and said, hey, all you antioxidants out there now are completely and totally irrelevant. That's what Protandim NRF2 synergizer did. NRF1 came on the scene and said, banged its chest and said, every other source of energy out there from an external position, you are no longer relevant. And NAD did the same thing for cellular communications. So, but because this was our original breakthrough, and many people, when they got on this, got off of all kinds of other things, that wasn't necessarily a smart move. And let me share with you why. But let's talk about cells are like people. When cells have what they need, they thrive. But when they don't, they get stressed and they struggle. That is what we're talking about here. So let's just talk about the first party crasher, Protandim NRF2. It is rad, if I can use an 80s term that I grew up with. NRF2 activation is awesome. Everybody knows it. Everybody wants it. And in our space, in network marketing, every dietary supplement company in our space and outside our space would love to have this. They would actually kill for an amazing product like this. We were first to market. We will always be first to market with this NRF2 activating strategy. Now, why is this so? Why am I so passionate about this product? Well, as I shared with you, my background was in chiropractic. My background was in health education. And this product right here literally transformed my practice. When I saw this product for the first time, we had the 4th largest chiropractic practice in the state of Arizona. We were seeing between 350 and 500 patients a week. I had an AM talk radio show every Saturday on noon to 1 on 2 different AM stations here in the Phoenix Valley, and loving every minute of it. But this product right here, when I started taking it, and I was buying it at GNC, never knew who LifeVantage was, could care less who LifeVantage was, because I was buying this product as a recommendation of a friend from GNC. Started taking it, had an incredible injury to my knee, healed amazingly well, and started putting patients on it, and saw my patients that were already under my care, with the addition of this one product, they started to heal 30 to 40% quicker by X-ray demonstration. In other words, my specialty was correcting posture, things like scoliosis and loss of curve in the neck and low back. With this one change in my protocol, my patients got better 30 to 40% quicker, which completely transformed my practice, which completely transformed my understanding of the power of the human body when you activate the pathway NRF2. But it was NRF2 activation. It's a very specific intervention. It is not widespread. It's not one pill for everything. So let's talk about what's not in this Protandim NRF2 synergizer. There's no vitamins in it. There's no minerals in it. There's no IQ enhancers in it. There's no cure for everything in it. There's no fairy dust in it. And there's no winning lottery tickets in it. Though when we take this, don't we feel like we're bulletproof, like we'd won the lottery? Yes, we do, because it is that powerful. But because there's no vitamins and minerals in it, if you remember the distinction that NRF2 Protandim gave us, we can either take antioxidants or we can make antioxidants. And we know how superior making antioxidants is, which is why Protandim NRF2 Synergizer literally made every other antioxidant source out there irrelevant. But we don't have that luxury with vitamins and minerals. We cannot make them. So we must take them, which is here are the 3 cast of characters. These are the special guests to the party now. These 3 products, which just were released last Wednesday, a week ago tonight, are literally changing the game of human health and human nutrition for a very, very specific reason. And I'll get into that in greater detail. So, but you may be thinking, but wait a minute, I don't need a multivitamin and mineral. I get my vitamins and minerals from the organic fruits and vegetables that I eat in the $900 you spend every month at Whole Foods. And that would be a great start. However, it's not really the answer. People are saying, well, I'm already eating organic fruits and vegetables that are supposedly chock full of vitamins and minerals. Why do I need a multivitamin? Well, the answer is very simple. We have to look at where were those vegetables and those fruits grown. The answer, in the ground. whether it is on an organic plot of land that claims to be organic or not. It still grows in the ground, and we have a major problem that has been happening for many, many decades, and that is erosion of the topsoil and depletion of the mineral and vitamin content in the soil. So we have nutrient leaching. Now, most of these, obviously these fruits and these vegetables, they could be watered by rain, or they could be watered by trenches and irrigation. Needless to say, every single source of watering of a crop causes that water to go from the topsoil down through the soil and take those minerals and leach them down past the reach of the roots. So if the minerals are past the reach of the roots, then the roots of those fruits and vegetables are not gathering up those vitamins and minerals. Therefore, you are not getting them when you eat the fruit or the vegetable. Also, continuous crops. Farmers have become very, very efficient. They may have carrots one season, they may have cabbage the next season, then they may have the crop or the land air out for a while and then grow corn in the fourth season. But either way, continuous crops continue to pull out of the soil necessary vitamins and minerals, which means that the fruits and vegetables you're taking from it is also becoming less and less vitamin and mineral dense over time. Soil pollution, we're actually adding chemicals. As I said, farmers have gotten more efficient. They're using chemicals now, chemical fertilizers instead of organic fertilizers and microorganisms, which is another problem because of the increased chemicals, decreased microorganisms and organic matter, causing soil depletion, meaning your fruits and vegetables are less and less dense than you think they are, and ultimately inefficient soil management. This graphic I got here was from the University of Texas at Austin, at the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. And they said in 1980, the vitamin and mineral content in one orange, when the soil was much more plentiful of vitamins and minerals, you'd now have to eat 8 oranges to get the same nutrient and mineral density that we could just 47 years ago. So this is why organic fruits and vegetables is not the only source of vitamins and minerals you should be taking. You need to supplement. That's why it's called a supplement, why it is essential. So now you may be thinking, well, I'm already taking a vitamin and mineral product, and you may have incredible vitamin and mineral product loyalty, as you should, but there's a difference. Here's my question to you. Have you ever taken a multivitamin and just noticed that it changed the color of your urine? Well, if it did, then you are clearly purging out some of that vitamin and mineral that you thought was good. It should not change the color of your urine. So here's really the situation. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, right? We've all heard that. Well, in my opinion, urine is the window to your diet and health. Urine can tell you lots and lots of things. If it is brightly colored and it's fluorescent, it would probably glow under a black light. Then the vitamins and minerals that you are taking, you are also creating expensive urine out of them. That is a fact. So your body needs to, if you're taking it, you want the benefit from it, your body has to absorb it. That is what is called, and that is why it is so critically important and why LifeVantage has changed the entire game here with our approach. So if your pee looks like this, you're creating expensive urine and not optimal health because you're literally peeing out your B vitamins. That's what actually makes it that bright yellow color. So here is the answer. This is the special, these are the 3 special guests to the party tonight. Rise AM, Reset PM, and that next sentence that you see right there is the game changer. It is called time-wise nutrient delivery. The right nutrients in the right amounts at the right time. So if you are making expensive fluorescent urine, you are not getting the right nutrients in the right amounts at the right time, and your body is telling you so. So now let's talk about why does this even matter? And why should you care? Let's talk about your sleep. Sleep is important. It's not just so you can go horizontal with your eyes closed. It's so you can rest, you can regenerate, you can revitalize. That's the whole thing about sleep. But let's talk about our sleep options. And I mentioned this a little previously. So nocturnal. Most of you are probably familiar with that word. It means done, occurring, or active at night. Like an owl, for example. An owl is nocturnal. It is awake during the night. It sleeps during the day. Do you know what it's called for an animal that sleeps at night and is awake during the day, which you are? Diurnal. Most people don't know that word or have never heard that word before, even though it describes you. So diurnal is what it is to be alive during the day or awake during the day. In zoology terms or animal terms, it's active in the daytime. That describes you. So if you are burning the midnight oil, if you are a night owl and you're going to sleep really, really early in the morning and waking up at 11 o'clock, you are not honoring your normal sleep cycle, which is asleep during the night and awake during the day. This is very important for people that do graveyard shift, afternoon shift, or shift work in general, because the more diurnal you are, the more healthy you are. But most people look on this side. I know more people that are night owls than I do that are morning people. The unfortunate part about it is right now, for example, where I am just outside Phoenix, Arizona, it is dark outside, but it is light inside because I have technology in the form of LED lights that keep my room illuminated, tricking my brain because I literally should have been asleep a little while ago if I was honoring my circadian rhythm. Now, you guys have all heard blue blocker glasses. They're more important and they're more powerful and common than ever before. They started out as yellow, if you remember. Now, like my glasses that I'm wearing right now have blue blockers built in them, but they're clear. But they started out as yellow. There are now orange and red options. In fact, if I was not on a Zoom with you all right now or doing a meeting, I would be wearing these. I have red glasses. I'm not sure if you can see them, but I would be wearing these red glasses because they block out blue light, because I am staying up longer than my circadian rhythm would allow or would like. So I have to hack to help my brain start to get into the rhythm of sleep. Well, when you are operating in a nocturnal capacity, but you are a diurnal creature, you are living outside your biology and there are problems just waiting to happen. Now, how do I know this? Because people wake up tired by the millions and probably billions. And if you don't, so think about this. You just woke up. You should be rested and revitalized and raring to go. But I know so many people that the first thing they look forward to is that cup of coffee so they can get their brain right, so they can focus, so they can wake up. But you just woke up from sleep. You should be awake. When you wake up tired, that is a sign that you are not getting either enough sleep, it's not at the right time, or it's not honoring your circadian rhythm. So we have been seeing a lot of before and after pictures recently with our amazing collagen, and many of you can actually relate to these pictures, before coffee and after coffee. Well, if you wake up tired, there's already a problem. Now, that's something that you should be thinking about and maybe start focusing on honoring your circadian rhythms. In other words, going to bed earlier and waking up earlier. And I'll show you the sleep cycle, how that works. But let me share with you some research that I found on this. They looked at over 50,000 nurses that did shift work, worked in the graveyard shift and the afternoon shift. And this is what they found. And this is the report of this. The link that you see at the bottom is the actual study. It says, why does the body react when sleep cycles change? Previous studies showed that too little sleep, or the kind that's disrupted, can alter melatonin levels so that the body never powers down and slips into restorative mode, a time when much needed repairs are made to cells and tissues and supplies of nutrients are replenished to the body. So if you are not slipping into that restorative mode, you're not repairing the cells, you're not repairing the tissues, and you're not getting the nutrients that your body needs. Big, big problem. Without this period of rest, important processes such as inflammation, fat and sugar metabolism, and immune functions get out of balance, creating fertile ground for heart disease and cancer, which just happen to be the #1 and #2 killers of the human species. So when we find this reality, we know we're missing the mark. So the growing number of studies connecting shift work with unhealthy outcomes led the World Health Organization to classify shift work as a probable carcinogen in 2007. How loudly does that speak to the importance of circadian rhythms and adhering to them? It went on to say, after 22 years, researchers found that women who worked on rotating night shifts For more than 5 years, we're up to 11% more likely to have died early compared to those who never worked these shifts. In fact, those working for more than 15 years on rotating night shifts had a 38% higher risk of dying from heart disease than nurses who only worked during the day. That is called adhering to your circadian rhythms or not, and paying the consequences when you don't. And there's some cool information, but I want to get to really what I want to share with you guys tonight. So this is the 4 stages of your sleep cycle. From the NREM stands for non-REM sleep, and REM stands for rapid eye movement, or your dream phase of sleep. So non-REM stage 1 usually lasts between 5 and 10 minutes. It's right when you go to bed, and it goes right into non-REM sleep stage 2. When your body temperature drops, your heart rate begins to slow down, your brain starts to relax a little bit. This lasts for about 20 minutes, and then you go into the 3rd stage of sleep, or non-REM stage 3. It's also known as slow wave sleep, or delta wave sleep, or healing sleep. This is the most important phase of your sleep cycle. This is where you get rested. This is where you get rejuvenated. This is where your tissue and your cells heal. This is where nutrients are replenished. And most people who do not adhere to their circadian rhythms have very little of this stage 3 deep sleep. And then REM sleep is your dream state. And you can see the normal ranges there. That's ideal. That should be your target. But what determines this more than anything else on how much of these individual phases of sleep that you get, how long they last, and how well you benefit from them is when you go to bed. I want you to look at the blue cycle here. In this circle, the blue is the normal circadian rhythm for a diurnal person, which is you, which is from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's the magic window. So for you to be getting sleep during that time is incredibly, incredibly important. So here's the thing. Consider these things golden minutes. I want you to write this down. Golden minutes. And if somebody could put in the chat, golden minutes. What are golden minutes? Golden minutes are any minute that you are asleep before midnight. I know so many people that are up after midnight, well after midnight. They don't go to sleep until 2 a.m., which means they have hardly any golden minutes. Literally, their deep sleep is probably non-existent because it takes about 90 minutes to get into REM sleep, which is going to be about 70 to 80 minutes to get into deep sleep. And when you are after midnight, you are not operating in your circadian rhythm. You are starting to act like a nocturnal species, even though you were not created to be. And it completely throws off your circadian rhythm. So here would be my goal for you. When the sun goes down outside, wherever you are, put on some blue blocking glasses. If you don't, get them if you can get them in orange or a red color, even better. So any white light or blue light that you are exposed to is not going to be going in through your eyes, affecting your melatonin production, and will allow you to get into sleep. Because think about this. When the sun goes down, what color is the sunset? Or what colors are the sunset? Yellows, oranges, and reds, all of which are blue blockers, preparing your brain and preparing your body for sleep, which is why when you're camping and the sun goes down and you light a fire, which is also what color? Yellow, orange, and red, you start to yawn. And then what do? We break out the sticks, we break out the marshmallows, we break out the graham crackers and chocolate, and we make s'mores, and then we start telling stories about our childhood, and we stay up till 2 a.m. You had it really going good when you started to yawn. It wasn't until you broke out the s'mores fixins that you started to mess up your circadian rhythm. So start listening to it and honor it as much as you possibly can. Now, I get it. We all live in society. We all live in captivity, and we all have these crazy electrical conveniences and technological advances that allow us to stay up at night. But you know what the number one violator is? Your cell phone. If you're going to be on your cell phone after 7 or 8 p.m., put on red glasses like this. You can get them on Amazon, red safety glasses. Unbelievable. You're welcome. That's a great tip for you guys. So now let's talk about, again, the guest to the party. The Rise AM, the Reset PM, which are the right nutrients in the right amounts at the right time. So why a multivitamin? We talked about it earlier, soil depletion, and also good diet does not equal good nutrition. Deficiencies are common. Opportunity. There are 76% of people out there are already using a multivitamin. Now, how can you get to them? Ask them, hey, the multivitamin do you take, does it ever turn your urine really bright yellow? And they'll say, well, yeah. Did you realize that your body's getting rid of those vitamins you're supposed to be absorbing? Would you like to not have that process, or would you like to have the right nutrients and the right amounts at the right time? Do you think that would be a better approach? You should try ours. Try it for a month and see which one you like better, and see if ours changes the color of your urine. Hint, hint, it doesn't. So that's very, very important, because 76% of people are already involving this kind of a product. They'd be perfect for you. 70% use single letter vitamins every day, which is your A, your E, your D, your C. 63% take minerals every day. Why do people take minerals every day, and why do they take vitamins every day? Because they're good for you. But how about being great for you? How about being with the whole focus of being the right amounts at the right time and the right nutrients? There's nothing better than that. And that is exactly what differentiates us from every other product line out there. In the year 2022, last year, the market was $35.6 billion here in the US for vitamins. That's going to increase to $45.2 billion in the next 5 years, a 27% growth in the next 5 years. So what does that mean? Opportunity for you to re-educate some people and get them taking your product, which is the right nutrients and the right amounts at the right time. Now, how are we different? These are the things that we understand. Ingredient compatibility, making sure that we have the right ingredients in there that actually go well with each other, that they are honoring and encouraging your circadian rhythm so that you have proper sleep. Because if you sleep at the right time and you honor your circadian rhythms, your body rests, recovers, and rejuvenates, and that's the best possible thing you can add or ask for. And absorption rates. This is also very, very important. When you have the right ingredients and the right combinations at the right time and the right doses, your body absorbs them because it's looking for them. That's the key. The right nutrients at the right time means your body's looking for these things. We provide those things, and we turn sufficiencies into what? Or deficiencies into sufficiencies. Remember the two causes of disease, toxicity and deficiency. When you can take a deficiency and turn it into a sufficiency, it's one of the best things you can do for the human body. That's called time-wise nutrient delivery, the right nutrients, the right amounts at the right time. So Rise AM and Reset PM, that's what they focus on. This duo is unlike any other thing out there. The Rise AM is daily nutrients for energy and focus, and the Reset PM is nightly nutrients focusing on calmness and relaxation, preparing you for that sleep process, which is the most valuable part of your circadian rhythm, succumbing to the sleep and going to sleep and getting rest. So what is D3, and why did we throw D3 in here? Why wasn't Rise AM and Reset PM enough? Because vitamin D is the only vitamin your body doesn't make. You need to supplement it. Now, you can get it by going out in the sun, and then your body makes it by sun exposure. But it's also, when we added things like K2, calcium, magnesium, silicon, and boron, it's not just D3. It's focusing on your entire body, multiple benefits like the immune function. Vitamin D, the majority of people are vitamin D deficient because of their diet and because of their lack of sun exposure. Very, very important that we overcome this, because getting out in the sun in sparing doses allows your body to make vitamin D. And when we incorporate this amazing product with other things, that allows your entire body to fluctuate the way it's supposed to, and adapt the way it's supposed to, and live the way it's supposed to. Because don't you have to adapt based on your lifestyle? When you prepare your body to adapt and evolve, it does. That is why we've created this amazing cast of characters here, the Rise AM, the Reset PM, and the D3. So this is, like I said, it's the only vitamin that your body produces, which is vitamin D, when you're exposed to the sun. It's very difficult to get it through diet alone, and it works much better in conjunction with calcium, K2, and magnesium, which, guess what? They're all in there. That's why this is the proper ingredients in the right amounts at the right time. That's why it makes it special. So I'm going to close with this. I want to give you all a graphic and something that you're familiar with. You should all be familiar with the story of the 3 pigs and the big bad wolf, right? Well, let's talk about the 3 different kinds of houses in this children's story. Compare them to the 3 types of people that are building the body, which is the house you live in, okay? So let's talk about the straw house pig example. A human being living like that is eating fast food, is packaged and processed foods. They're eating sweets and carbs. They're satisfying their hunger cravings. They're stressed out because they're burning the candle at both ends. They're not honoring their circadian rhythms, and they lead a sedentary life. They're more than likely not very active. Now, can you live in a straw house? Of course, but this is what you're building with that kind of a lifestyle. So let's look at the wood house. It's a little bit better approach. This pig is looking at nutritious food, homemade foods when possible, regular exercise. They're taking their supplements because this pig knows you can't get all your vitamins and minerals from your fruits and vegetables. They're getting good rest, not great, but good, but they're reactive. In other words, they're waiting for the symptoms that they develop to dictate what they do with their health. They're not being proactive. Now, can you live in a wood house? Sure, it's better than living in a straw house, but there's a better option. How about the optimal? Living in the brick house in this pig example. Whole organic foods, homemade foods most of the time, regular exercise, supplements, yes, just like the wood house pig, good rest and sleep. Sleeping at the right time, honoring the circadian rhythms, being proactive, in other words, taking necessary measures to prevent and avoid health challenges by overcoming cellular dysfunction, by getting rid of toxins and making the deficiency sufficient, and then being activated and sufficient. This is the best possible approach. This is what it looks like to be life activated, wellness activated, because none of this really matters until the stress and challenges come. And when it does, which one of the houses is going to handle it the best? The one that you have prepared and built in advance, strategically, with time-wise nutrient delivery, with activation, with the combination of the two, with great products in the right amounts at the right time for the right reasons, with the right company. And you are here with LifeVantage. And again, let me remind you of the 4 pillars that we have now, the 4-pronged approach of optimizing your health, achieving more, looking radiant, and evolving your possibilities with this incredibly enhanced compensation plan, literally making the LifeVantage opportunity the most attractive and most lucrative network marketing opportunity in the history of network marketing. And if you have an ID number, it is your Willy Wonka golden ticket, and you all have it. It's just a matter of what you do with it from here on out.